Hello everybody and welcome back to Global Spec Racing. This is race 5 of the season for Tier 3. We're here at Zandvoort for the Dutch Grand Prix. Brand new circuit. We're going to see how this fares out for Tier 3. I'm PIRA Bianchi. I am here solo today, unfortunately, because other commentators cannot make it. Attendance does not seem too well today for this tier, only having 13 drivers taking part in qualifying, while 14 will be taking part in the race. Can be Mafia joining late. Sorry, just checking audio in the background. But currently, as it stands, Broken Reptile goes a 10th faster than second place Super Wayman and Williams. Williams currently 2-3. Iprox Diamonds is only 200ths down on his time. Could he possibly improve on his? Winter King as Crooked Can, I think it was. No, yeah, it was. Crooked Can just went P5 on the board. Hasn't made a start since Silverstone, I believe. Oh, I need to change the title. Oh, that's not very cool. But yeah. Anyways, as Iprox Diamonds comes off the final corner, he'll find himself in P2. Only goes just 800s quicker than Superwoman. Switching your starting lap right now. As I edit the title real quick because I am kind of slow. There we go. Anyone else on laps? Dark Soren, currently a Tier 3 reserve, making his debut after missing the first 2 races. He was marked down as one. I believe he might be on his in-lap. But yeah, some interesting storylines. Last weekend's winner, Black Draw, will be unable to make it today. And that is a big off for Don Fabiano. It might really affect his lap time. Still a few tenths up, though. As I've been logged out of my Discord account. Hold on, give me a second, I apologize. There we go. Alright, anyways, Don Fabiano invalidated his lap. I did not see that, but Tanky is currently the only one who's opting to start in the medium compound. At least he's currently has his best lap on the mediums. I'm assuming he will be improving on that lap time. As he enables DRS going to the end of Sector 2, how much will he improve on his previous time? 4 tenths. That still might put him only... No, might only keep him P11 though. And slightly grazes the wall. That can easily be invalid. Tanky is actually the only one who's on a flying lap right now. And that invalidates... That penultimate corner is going to be a killer for a lot of these drivers. And that just ruined Tanky's qualifying, I think. You know, only other drivers in track are Human and Super Wayman, who as Wayman starts a lap right now. That is Human only coming out of the pits currently. Super Wayman hasn't had the best luck. He took, I think he nearly took pole. Took 3rd place at Bahrain, if I'm not mistaken. And there's Human letting him by. We had a 3-way battle for a win between Black Draw, House Boomer, and Just a Human at Bahrain was pretty intense last time. Actually, the gap at the line between Human and Black Draw on track was only 4 thousandths of a second, making it the closest unofficial finish in GSR history. Will we see more Tier 3? Like, this tier's been fairly close between a few drivers. I don't think it really gets the credit it deserves. But anyways, as Wayman comes off the swooping left-hander onto the DRS straight, we'll see how much he improves on Sector 2 time to maybe take pole away from Broken Reptile. And he's improved by 2 tenths. That is enough to take pole back. Penultimate corner, I've seen a lot of invalidations today. Will we see one more right now? And nope, he aces it pretty good. Off the final banked corner right now. DRS enabled. And that will put Super Wayman P1 109.811. That is almost a full tenth quicker than Broken Reptile. Actually, a full tenth quicker. Just a Human Sector 1 time. Purple Sector 1, that might put him on pole faster than Just a Human. But a Monster, I believe, is on an in-lap. But yeah, Human coming off the left-hander onto DRS straight. How much will he improve on his Sector 2 time? Will that be purple as well? It's purple Sector 1 and 2. We could see a pole position from him. Just a matter of not screwing up the last sector of the track and not invalidating. It does not show what tire compound he's on. I can only assume he's on softs. And does not invalidate. This could be his pole position right here. Coming to the final corner. That is Just a Human. Most likely going to pole. And he does 109.749. That's half a tenth quicker What a lap from the Racing Point driver. As Patrick Ricci, 50 seconds left in the session. One of the two Tier 4 drivers in the session right now, starting his lap. Alpay 100th up. That'll still put him in P9 though. Will he get ahead of the current reserve and Red Bull Dark Soren? Coming to the line, he will remain P9, but improves by 2/10, less than a tenth behind the Red Bull reserve now. Crooked Can improves on his lap. He'll put him up to P6 with the 1:10.385. That's Alpay out of the session, though he cannot improve his lap anymore. Don Fabiano, 4/10 up on his Sector 1 time, I assume that was. Sector 2 is 5/10 up. That's going to put him maybe ahead of Dark Soren, definitely ahead of Alpay. We'll see if he invalidates the penultimate corner, though, because that is a hot spot for invalidations. Gets it pretty good. Off the final banked corner right here. DRS has been enabled. Where will this put him on the board? He'll move at the P6 with a 1:10.216. He gained so much time in those last two corners. Patrick VC 6/10 up on his Sector 2 time. Final corner right now for the Renault driver. On the soft compound tires, DRS enabled. He will go from P11 to P5 with a 1:10.084. What a time from him. Tanky on the soft tires, that's going to be an invalidation. And actually, I told him Monster 8/10 up, but again, invalidated. iProx Simon is actually a 10th up on his time right now. That will put him ahead of Broken Reptile as it stands right now. 2/10 up. I'll put him ahead of Super Wyman as it stands, actually. We'll see how he does, though. We just saw two invalidations in that final corner. It's Dark Soren moving to P4, 1,000th up on iProx Diamonds. He will not stay there for long, though, as Diamonds is more than a 10th up, or 100,000th up right now, as FH goes P3. iProx will go P2, half a tenth behind the behind the Racing Point driver, excuse me. Actually, Broken Reptile is 2/10 up on Sector 1 time right now. DRS enabled on the second to last straight right here. How will Sector time to be? It'll be 2/10 up. That might get him pole, just depends how he does in this last sector. Coming through the penultimate corner, will it be invalid? It will not, but he does get a little oversteer there. DRS enabled, perfect reaction time. Broken Reptile will move up to P1 with a 1:09.669. That is a nice lap time by him. I believe Tanky is the only other driver on track who's on lap right now. He's on in-lap as we speak right now. He's going to be the only person starting on the mediums in this session on the medium compound, unless the game is glitched, which would not surprise me at all. Beautiful lap time by Just a Human to put him on pole position. And Dark Soren in his debut going P6. I did not mean to say human, I meant to say Broken Reptile. Got pole position by 0.08 of a second. That puts him up P1 for his first pole position, I believe. Just a Human, just behind that. Second place for Racing Point. Williams' second row lockout with iProx Diamonds and Super Weapon in P3 and P4. FH and Dark Soren, P5 and P6. Dark Soren, amazing debut qualifying session by him. Patrick VC and School will get 7th and 8th. Both the Americans hoping to make a mark on Tier 4 today, or Tier 3, excuse me. And Don Fabiano and Cricket Cam around at the top 10. Alpay in P11 right now. Tanky the only medium starter in P12. And I am very forgetful. I don't even remember who was in P13. I believe it was Hooded Monster, who just could not seem to get a lap time. It is a very sunny race for Tier 3 right now. Yesterday's Tier 4 race was far from dry, the exact opposite. Light rain conditions throughout the entire thing brought absolute chaos for all of it. And we're going to see 14 drivers now going into Turn 1 in just a few moments. King V Mafia is the only driver that's joined mid-qualifying and will start dead last. As we wait for everyone ready up, Squid Jr. is the first one to do so. I will go over my favorites and all once the formation lap gets going. And my two favorites are probably going to be obvious to every single one of you watching. Guarantee it. Now I'll get chat open because I've been looking at chat the entire time. I made a lot of mistakes, I've probably been roasted for it, and just have not seen. So we have FH to get loaded onto the formation lap. We'll get into my favorites for the race. Here we go. So we head off now. My first favorite for this race is obviously Pole Sitter, Broken Reptile. He's been pretty rapid throughout the entire season so far. He's probably the most consistent driver in the last 4 races. The first 4 races of the season, he has 3 podiums from all of those. Very consistent driver. It's just a matter of time for his win to come. And you see the pit stop strategy. You can pit on lap 11 for 1 stop on the hards, or you can pit lap 10 for softs and pit on lap 17 for mediums to go to the end. And yep, Broken Reptile has been pretty consistent all season. I believe he'll definitely be a threat to win if he just has luck go his way. My second favorite, I don't know. I think it's a choice between Super Wayman and Just a Human. Human just also been fairly consistent in 3 races. He's gotten podium in 3 races out of the first 4. And he's just also been pretty quick the entire season. Though Silverstone could be arguably a bit lucky. Apart from that, he's just been a very quick, clean, and consistent driver. And Super Wayman because he's gotten pole for Baku and got in the second row again for Bahrain. Bahrain didn't have luck go his way, and Baku bottled it. It's only a matter of time till his win comes to him as well. But anything could happen at a track like Zandvoort. This is a brand new track. Everyone's not going to know like where to pass and where to overtake. People are going to have to be a bit more brave when it comes to passing. I don't know what that noise is. That kind of scares me a bit. But yeah. Very excited for this race. Hopefully, a bit more cleaner than Tier 4, we can hope. As the 2 Ferraris will be taking the last row of Hooded Monster and King V Mafia. We'll hopefully get some good racing and good action for everyone watching here. One light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, and 5 lights. It is lights out and... oh... hold on. They're revving up now. And away they go now. Broken Reptile gets off to an okay start. Actually, a pretty poor start as Just Human sends it into turn 1. Broken Reptile's into 2 positions. There's already wing damage for Williams of Iprox Diamonds. I don't know where he got that from. Broken Reptile going off a slight bit there. There's a safety car already. Somebody spun off in the back, I assume. I mean, King V Mafia is very far off the pace. Very quick. And so, Super Wayman's already gotten a penalty fighting with Broken Reptile. Does he have wing damage from that? I can't really tell from the angle they have. Does not look like he has. I don't see any end plates off his car. Actually, 2 drivers opted to start in the mediums. Alpay and Tanky. They might be going for the alternate strategy here, as everyone else, apart from them, have gone onto the medium tire. Will we see any pit stops? I'm trying to find any wing damage on these cars. Crooked Can has some very severe wing damage. Just half the wing almost gone. Mafia has an end plate gone as well. Tanky, does he have anything? He does. Some pretty bad wing damage for a Ferrari. Put in Monster 2, it's almost half the wing for him as well. Might have been a bit of an accordion style crash in the back. I'm not sure. I think apart from that and Iprox Diamonds, I think wings have been pretty clean. Yeah. Iprox is going to have to be very careful with how he drives his car. People are going to be able to pit this Broken Reptile faking a stop for everyone in front. And there's Crooked Cannon Hooded going into the pits, as I probably assume. King Mafia also goes into the pits too. I did not see what wing damage he had. It's going to be a Ferrari double stack. That is not good. That's going to lose Mafia so much time. As Crooked Cannon goes into the hard tires, he's maybe banking on another safety car coming out. So he can put onto a new compound, or hoping the safety car stays out long enough so he can pull out the 1 stop with that. But Monster goes onto the medium tires, plans on probably doing the 2 stop, pitting onto the mediums again towards the end of the race. And Mafia pitting onto brand new softs, which is very interesting. And there's the fits up strategy. We don't really need that right now. Yeah, as the field paces behind the safety car, we will wait for the AlphaTauri Crooked Can, and the 2 Ferraris of KV Mafia and Hood and Monster to catch back up. Chaos into turn 1. brand new track. Kind of expected it to be 100% honest. Let's go over positions gained and positions lost right now. The biggest mover out of all of this, there really isn't one. Everyone's gained at least one, everyone's gained at least one spot. And FH actually has his overtake button stuck on right now. That is definitely going to affect his chances at this track, because this track can be very demanding for the power unit as well. But he can also gain a lot of that time back in the corners as well, because there's quite a few of those. So we'll see how that really affects him in the race. But yeah, as I was saying, everyone who has gained a spot has only gained one though. And the biggest losers out of all the start right now, there's 3 of them. Broken Reptile from pole positions went down to P3. Petra VC from P7 went down to P9. And Crooked Cannons moved from P10 to P12. And I'll invite FH back real quick, because he has lagged out. Oh, and his game crashed, as he is saying in chat. I'll try my best to invite him back, and that's Mafia going by Hooded Monster and went to the grass. And I should just let him back by. But yeah, I can already see the safety car restart probably getting very chaotic. I can only imagine. Brand new track. There'll be a lot of brave moves and brave overtaking maneuvers. It's only going to be a matter of time until chaos actually starts ensuing. I assume it'll be in this time by, as everyone is already formed up. I will invite FH one more time. Hopefully he gets back in the session. I imagine it'll be back in this lap, and it is. FH has also joined back too, as perfectly timed. So it's like at a track like this, stacking up the field, especially where the finish line is positioned, is very crucial. To have everyone as far behind you as possible, because overtaking opportunities at this track are very scarce. We'll see how this turns out here. Will there be any collision penalties in the back? I will continue taking a look through, see if I can find anything. There's a good chance there might be one. And Iprox really getting impatient, trying to get by. And Human just now gets going. That really caught Iprox off guard. Iprox will not be close enough to make a move into turn 1. They both get the ideal line though. That is side by side Dark Soren and Super Wayman. Soren will be the biggest loser out of that one though. Squid Jr.'s actually moved up past FH, who has not taken back control of his car yet. And I assume his teammate Don Fabian will do the same. As going to be Alfa Romeo's 6th and 7th. That's Super Wayman and Broken Reptile side by side. Broken Reptile succeeds the position, and Super Wayman will go through right now. And now top 4 have paced each other right now. Anything else going on in the back? Not much from what I can tell. That's Hooded Monster going very wide in the right-hander. That's Mafia trying to go to his inside. Gets cut off a bit. Now for position going on back here. There's a bit of contact. That's Mafia almost spinning out due to his teammate Hooded Monster. That's side by side with Iprox Simon's Broken Reptile. Reptile might have gone off at some point. FH has left once again. And FH cannot take control of his car. That's unfortunate for him. But as the field starts settling in, we'll hopefully start to see some more battles. The Alfa Romeo duo might have one here, as Don Fabiano actually clips the grass, absolutely killing his momentum. As Tristan Human setting the first fastest lap of the race. We're going to be 3 wide into turn 1. Dark Soren going to be the biggest loser out of this, and that is 3 cars being hit off. Don Fabiano 2 and 1. Not the cleanest of maneuvers, but got it. That it worked nonetheless. Brilliant maneuver by him. That is the Red Bull of Dark Soren from P5 back down to P7. That's a shame for him. Nobody else on track very close together, but Tanky getting very close to the back of the disconnected car of FH. Really unfortunate for him. Yeah, as we speak, Hooded Monster actually just got out of the pits. I don't know if he was serving a 5-second stop-go or repairing something. Not sure what happened to him. Broken Reptile is closing on the Williams of Iprox Simon, who actually has wing damage. No DRS yet. That'll be enabled next lap, I believe. By going to his inside in the chicane. And that's contact. That is definitely going to be a warning. for Broken Rep's health when it comes to corner cutting. And this is going to be worse swing damage for Williams of Iprox Diamonds. He'll almost certainly have to pit. Very slow in corner entry. I assume he'll be pitting this time by. And he stays out. That wing damage looks very severe. It's on both sides. And it just Human's already checking out in front of Super Whammon right now. Human looks to be in much control of this race right now. It's Petra VC and Dark Soren having a battle there. Soren's gotten passed once again. Kimi Mafia heads into the pits right now. He'll be repairing his front wing once again. Now the field starts settling in, especially the gap from second to third. That's 2.8 seconds now. And Squid Jr. gets a very wide moment there, and Patrick VC will back out of that one. Wise decision by him. And he'll try it in this corner right here. Just not enough room for either of them. That's Dark Sword and Red Bull going right by the left-hander. Keep in mind, DRS has been enabled right now, so anyone without DRS is going to be ruined. They're making a bit of contact on the front straight. Who has a more straight line speed, and it will be Patrick VC remaining ahead of Dark Sword. I see a bit of a train forming now. I think Don Fabiano and Iprox Diamonds are the ones holding up this little pack right here. And Patch really looking for the gap under Squid on the Banks corner. Just cannot really pass there. Here comes Crooked Ken going by Patrick VC, and there's a battle up front right here. Squid Jr. trying to defend from Patrick VC. There's contact with the other Alfa Romeo up there with Don Fabiano and Iprox Diamonds. Iprox has wing damage, so that definitely wasn't intentional. Here comes Squid Jr. past his teammate, but Patch trying to take advantage of that, and that's a very big oversteer moment for the Alfa Romeo. Trying his absolute best to hang out the P6 of Squid Jr., but all he sees in his mirrors is a Renault all over him. And Crooked Cam might actually have something to say in this battle on the alternate strategy on the hard compound tires after having to pit for a new wing on lap 1. Tires are now warmed up compared to everyone else. And that is contact with the Renault, and around he goes. Unfortunate for him, he'll get passed by Alpe and most likely Tanky as well. Shame for him. But the battle still continues as Don Fabiano tries to go into the inside to avenge his teammate. It will not work. And Squid Jr. going right back by his teammate into the penultimate corner and will make it work. But had to sacrifice his exit to make that overtake work, so Don Fabiano might fight back here. Both have overtake enabled. Going into turn 1, who will come out on top here? And Don Fabiano lets off the throttle a little bit to avoid a possible collision, and Iprox got hit in the gearbox by Squid Jr. there. Into turn 3, will there be a move made? That goes hard on the brakes, but just not close enough. King Mafia, first of many time penalties for all these drivers this race, I can assume. First 3-second time penalty right now. My voice is already tired right now. We're only on lap 8. Can only imagine how it's going to be throughout the rest of the race. These tier 3 guys are doing amazing racing for us. As Crooked Ken going side by side with Don Fabiano on the left-hander. Still side by side, both will have DRS. And a bit of contact puts him onto the rumble strip. And Iprox and Squid are side by side. Iprox not running down without a fight right now. They continue to be side by side on chicane exit. And Squid, nope, he does not succeed. They're going to be side by side in the penultimate corner. It's not going to go well at all. And they made it work. And it'll still be side by side in the Baines corner. And nope, that wasn't going to work. And that's both Alfa Romeos into the wall. Squid is into the wall as well. He has no front wing. That's a VSC. And Don Fabiano has gotten by a few cars because of that, but has severe wing damage from it. Squid tried holding side by side in the Banked corner, but it just did not work. And after Don Fabiano, very affected by the wing damage, hits the wall again under VSC. Well, Crooked have to let him by for that position. I don't think he will. I think the game knows he crashed. But I think we're going now. Field starting to speed back up. The Squid Jr. still in the pits going to the hard tires, trying to maybe go to the end of the race. Will we see any drive-thrus for speeding though? That is the real question here. And there's not really much to talk about with the battle for a lead though. Just he's really been practicing for this race, and it's showing right now. He is just ahead of Super Women by 4 seconds. And Women is... And there's King Mafia with a drive-through. His race is not going to plan at all. And that's Patrick VC and Alpay going side by side. And Patch just made a double overtake work. But Alpay is still side by side with Don. There's more contact. Don's wing damage really getting to him. And Alpay will let off for him. Try going to the outside and penultimate corner. That wing damage is really affecting him as Tanky goes by Alpay. Had to let off. And I can't really focus on everything at once. Here comes Crooked Can to the inside of the Williams of Iprox Diamonds with wing damage. There's contact. And Crooked Can hits him off. And it's Darkstorm being pinched into the pit wall. I'm not sure if there's any wing damage that came from that, but will Iprox fight back? I assume he did not. Nope, he did not. Amazing battles happening on track right now. Alpay, all that was biggest loser out of that. Might get by Tanky back for P8 though. We'll see here as Tanky clips the grass and Mafia's rage. Oh, clipping the grass again. Tanky is being under pressure by Alpay right now. Doesn't look like any overtake maneuver will be attempted. But we could see an overtake maneuver being attempted here. Dark Soren has DRS and overtake. Iprox is not using any of his ERS, which he has 90% of. And there's cars off in the back there. That's Hooded Monster and Squid Jr. They have crashed. But Dark Soren remains tucked in right behind Iprox Diamonds. I'm assuming Squid is also raged as well. Probably can't handle much more of that. But with DRS, Dark Soren, this is his chance now as Iprox pits. This might leave Patrick VC to get Dark Soren, and he will into turn 1. And he will make it work. Yes, he will. Dark Soren will have to let off for that position. Back down in the P5, Dark Soren will go. But he net gains a position though. As both the Williams double stack in the pits. Or at least I thought they did. Dark Soren remaining tucked right back in with Patrick VC. He wants his position back. He wants to be moved up right to P4. He'd love for that to happen right now. As Patrick got a pretty bad exit there. Might be his chance right here. And yep, and Super Wayman coming up on FH. Lagged out car. Nothing of importance. With DRS, Dark Soren though has only 6% ERS battery. And what happened to Super Wyman? Wyman just went into the pit lane, and he is currently towing the one-stop strategy. Iprox getting pretty close to Don Fabiano. They both had front wing repairs. They're both going to be back right onto their game. Don actually gets a time penalty right when I focus on him. With DRS, Iprox will not have that luxury, Don will not have that luxury with him. He will not be close enough, as Alpay will get by Dark Soren, who pits onto hard compound. A lot of these guys are banking on no safety car right now. It's very, very clear. FH on 11 up Old Sauce will finally pit. On the main straight, Boy turns ERS into overtake right now. He will not. He doesn't for some reason. He has 80% battery. He's really conserving his ERS battery, and that confuses me in a lot right now. Yeah, Iprox are pitting for a new front wing and to make his strategy work. Currently P10 trying to get by Don Fabiano, who's currently doing the same strategy right now. Can't really call the soft to hard strategies alternate anymore. But if a safety car comes out, could Crooked Can extend those 9-lap-old hard tires to the end of the race, as we're not even at halfway yet. I don't know, there's still a lot of racing left to go. Anything could happen within that span of time. With DRS, Iprox Diamonds, will he be close enough to make any kind of move? He will not. The straight is not long enough for him to get run into the chicane. Fortunately for him. But won't anyone in front pit? Human staying out on 12-lap-old softs right now. Currently tucking very comfortably in the lead. This is his race to win right now. Actually, Patrick VC is very close to the back of Crooked Can right now. Both on alternate strategies. Patrick's actually on 12-lap-old softs, has been on them since the start of the race. Crooked Can is on 10-lap-old hards, which he pit on lap 2 after having to get a front wing repair when the first safety car came out. Crooked's alternate strategy seems to be working pretty well right now, but towards the end of the race, I'm not sure how effective it will be. Into chicane. He will not be close enough to make an overtake. Superwoman is actually really close to Tanky right now. Into chicane. Very early in the brakes, Tanky is. Women might have his opportunity in the penultimate corner right here. And oh, it's almost contact. Very close quarters between those two. But going into turn 1, will Patch be making a move? Crooked makes his car as wide as possible and closes the door on him. But Superwoman will probably be trying to make a dive on Tanky here. And not close enough as Tanky spins it. That is that was a very close call. I don't think Women got any wing damage from that. But that could have ended a lot worse than it did. It's yellow sector 3. It's a Ferrari spun off. It's hooded monster into the barrier again. Bad race by the Ferraris. Horrid day by them. But will Human pit? He has gone 13 laps on those soft tires. And it's not a matter of if he'll pit, it's a matter of when. Because those tires will get punctures at any moment now. And I assume he could probably pit onto the mediums and go to the end, as I assume he's most likely gonna do. As he peels into the pits right now, what tire will he go on to? Broken Reptile will stay out and extend his tires to 14 laps old. Crooked Ken on hard tires will continue to stay out. Patch comes in. Alpay will, I assume, will stay out. He does. And that, yep, Human going onto the hard compound tires. And Patch, I assume, doing the same thing. He will indeed do the same thing. So net P1 right now is just a Human. In second place is Alpay, who's on alternate strategy currently. Just goes back on Crooked Can right now. Currently on 0 lap old hards compared to Crooked Can's 12 lap old hards. There's going to be a definite tire difference, though Human's tires aren't going to be heated up just yet compared to someone like Superwoman in the back right now. And that may be a warning for just a Human in the chicane right there. Is a very tight entry right there. And now will any of these Broken Reptile will pit on to new tires that promote Crooked Can to the lead, but not for long. Here comes Just Human with DRS and overtake on into turn 1. Will Crooked Can fight it? He will not. He'll let him go by almost. Does not go easy on the brakes though. That's Superwoman on his 4 lap old hard tires. Going for a new fast lap of the race. He will unfortunately have to settle in for P2 for just a half lap more until he gets the opportunity to overtake Crooked Can right back in the AlphaTauri. Broken Reptile just pit for new medium tires, planning to go into the end with them. Crowd behind Alpay is on 15 lap old mediums compared to his about quarter lap old ones. And with DRS now, here Crooked Can's definitely in trouble here. Now that Human's tires are more heated up now, will he have a chance to make a move into the chicane? He will not, but definitely close the gap a lot. But with fresher rubber, he'll have more traction off these corners and gain much more Crooked Can, as right as I said, he just doesn't gain much time on corner exit. But now, a move is inevitable on Crooked Can right now. I don't know if he can really fight it with overtake on, DRS enabled, and a turn 1. Easy overtake by Just a Human into the lead in the Racing Point, but with the switchback, Crooked Can will try it, clicks the curb and almost spins it. He will not keep the lead now. Just Human moves up comfortably into P1 as Tanky finally pits on his 16 lap old mediums onto new hards. Superwoman and Alpay. Women's probably getting very impatient with the Racing Point right now. I'm assuming he's probably holding up the Williams for his teammate to hopefully extend his lead. But he has Broken Reptile to worry about in the Mercedes to hopefully maybe catch him. And with better exit, is Superwoman will he make a move in the left-hander? He will not, but Alpay goes very wide, anticipating a move. And Alpay doesn't really put a fight, goes very wide into the gravel, actually. And Hooded Monster, new fastest lap on the medium compound tires, has a 1:12.374. Good lap by him. Crooked Can's actually stayed within at least DRS range of Human. Right as I say that, he falls out of it. But he won't be there for long, though. As it's a matter of when Alpay's going to pit. He'll probably be pitting within the coming laps, as we're one lap away from halfway. As the field starts getting incredibly spaced out right now. Hooded Monster, right after setting the fastest lap, has just picked up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. And Crooked Cans, despite the tire difference, they've kept with each other. That's very, very strange. Could we see Crooked Can maybe fight back and take the lead back? Because he's close enough to maybe make a move on the main straight. Just depends on how he strings together these next few corners. That is Iprox getting by Don Fabiano on very similar tire strategies. Don Fabiano clipping the grass. Hopefully trying to put a fight to the Williams driver. And he hasn't really put much of one to him. But Don will have DRS on the Williams up in front of him. And he'll enable that now. 5/10 back, most likely not close enough. This straight is very much too short to have a move. And he goes very late on the brakes, almost runs into the back of him. That's Alpay finally pitting. Alpay is probably going to be going into the hard compound tires, I assume. And he will. Now, Hooded Monster and Broken Reptile are only two people that are not on the hard compound. Going into turn 1 will Don Fabiano make a move on the Williams driver. Iprox Diamonds, he will not. It's very close to the back of him though. Could he get a run into turn 3 and make the move possible? He will not, unfortunately for him. Now Alpay came out ahead of both the Williams and Alfa Romeo. And now the race is kind of neutralized, especially with the gaps as well. This is a point in the race where not much happens. Remember last race I was saying the same thing, then with like I think 6 laps to go, the safety car came out and completely flipped over this race. So we could see things change within an instant. But with DRS Broken Reptile on coming to 3-lap old mediums into turn 1, he will keep his ERS onto the lowest mode. Not close enough for an overtake on the AlphaTauri of Crooked Can. Trying his best to keep with him though, especially for the championship battle, because that gap between all of them is a very tight one. But that gap probably will be a lot bigger now that Just a Human has this win on lock. But if the safety car comes out, that he's not gonna like that one bit. As this strategy is going to take him right to the end with a very comfortable victory over Broken Reptile, who may be on fresher medium tires that are faster than the hards, but they're going to fade much quicker than the hard tires. With DRS now, Crooked Can trying his best to remain ahead of the Mercedes of Broken Reptile. Doesn't look like it will happen. And Broken Reptile will remain tucked in right behind the AlphaTauri. Penultimate corner. Will we see anyone go wide? Surprisingly, we haven't seen many people go wide in the penultimate corner. That's a very tough corner for people to ace, and that surprises me. They're already side by side now. Crooked Can is gone out of the view of Broken Reptile. Now only 3.7 seconds separate Broken Reptile and the race victory as it stands right now. That's a matter of when Superwoman will catch up to Crooked Can. Has Superwoman used up all of his tire life? Will he be unable to catch up? And this is where the race kind of starts to neutralize now. Broken Reptile has closed the gap by 3/10 ever since getting by Crooked Can 1 sector ago. Actually 4/10 now, it's 4/10 every sector. That equates to 1.2 seconds every lap if he continues his pace up. Could we see a pass for the lead between Broken Reptile and Just a Human? It's very much possible. but it depends when those medium tires will fade because he's actually lost time just now. The Superwoman's actually caught up to Crooked Can easily. Doesn't look like he's used up much of his tires. He's conserved them pretty well and is ready to go into battle with them. And Crooked Can going defensive. Actually, has not go defensive. He goes into the pit lane. What tire will he be going on? Will he be going into the medium tires, or will he try switching out the soft tires? He will go onto the medium tires. He's now one of 3 people that are on the medium tires. This could work out very well for him right now, as he will come out just ahead of Tanky, I believe, as it stands. Actually, right, I have a Dark Soren, actually. Into turn 3, will there be a move made? Crooked Can very easy on the brakes on his cold tires. Dark Soren tucks him right behind the AlphaTauri of Crooked Can, who's having a career best day in GSR right now. His best finish stands as a P13. That was at Silverstone for the first race of the season, after quadding under a safety car with Williams, which that was me, but yeah. Aprox 7's very close to the back of Alpe too. I didn't even see that. These two are on very different strategies. Aprox pit 10 laps to go for hards, whereas Alpe he has pit up for new hards, and they've already heated up pretty well. With DRS, Aprox will not be close enough. That was likely his only chance to get by him, and now Alpe with better traction on fresher tires will most likely be gone. Yeah, you can see Aprox already starting to struggle on his hard tires. And Crooked has gapped Dark Soren by quite a bit, actually. And we can see Crooked actually passed Patrick VC for P4, actually. On new hard tires, or medium tires, he's gotten pretty close to the back of P4. You could very well see a pass for P4 right now. Aprox actually still remains tucked in behind Alpe, despite their tire difference. Just a matter of when he'll fall off the pace and get caught behind them. And right now, actually, Broken Reptile, ever since getting by Crooked Can 2 laps ago, he's only gained 4/10. That just goes to show just Human's pace at this track. He's been absolutely blistering. Crooked Can 1.2 seconds back, trying his best to get in the DRS range on the main straight. Looking at the DRS detection zones right off the exit of the penultimate corner. 1.1 now. He will not be close enough for DRS, unfortunately for him. Only 35 hundredths off. DRS starts Dark Soren with a 3-second penalty. Aprox could very well get past Alpe, though. He did not get the corner exit he wanted at the penultimate corner. And he will remain behind the racing point for a few more laps now. That's what it Monster with his 2nd time penalty of the race. I guarantee sometime this lap or next lap is going to be Crooked Can's chance to get by Patrick VC, because now that his tires are all warmed up and heated up, it's showtime for the AlphaTauri now. But yeah, Aprox 7 remains right in the back of Alpe. Sorry for that moment of silence there. Sorry for the moment of silences during the entire race. Apologize for it. Half a second back. Will not be close enough. Actually, race point clips the grass. Loses him a bunch of time. Still won't be close enough. Crooked Can 3-second time penalties. Started to lose time to patch for VC up in front of him. And Crooked's actually on new medium tires. So it's going to show Patch's pace on the hard tires right now, as Hooded Monster gets by FH. Aprox will remain behind Alpe once again. Could we see someone crash and throw a safety car right now? Because that would change this race completely. Broken Reptile has been closing the gap, as Riku Takashi in the chat has pointed out. That gap has increased almost a second since you've gotten by. But I don't think it's going to be enough by the end of the race, because his tires are going to be faded completely. Well, I actually have to check a penalty situation because I have not checked it at all. Just a Human has 2 warnings. Broken Reptile has 1 warning. Superwoman has a 5-second penalty it's already served, and 3 warnings. Patrick VC has 2 warnings, and Crooked Can has a penalty and a warning. So currently I have all the top 5 right now. Crooked Can's the only one with the time penalty. And coming onto the front straight, Iprox that gets closer than ever before. With DRS, is this Iprox's opportunity to get by Alpe? Puts it in the overtake, has conserved his battery quite a bit. Into turn 1, he's still not close enough. That must be very infuriating for the Williams. Must be getting very impatient to get by him. Yeah, all Human needs now is just not get a warning. But Superwoman's actually gotten very close to the back of Broken Reptile. I think Reptile's tires are starting to fade quite a bit right now. Woman being DRS range of Broken Reptile into the DRS detection zone, 1.1 back, 1.068. It will not be close enough for the Williams. But someone who has DRS right now is Iprox Diamonds on Alpe. Then caught behind that race point for a while. And Broken Reptile will pit. What tire will he pit onto? Soft compounded. Oh no, it's medium, sorry. Going for a 2-stopper. Up to the final corner with DRS. Iprox. Try it again. And in turn 1, he will not be close enough as Don Fabiano will pit on 16-lap-old hard tires. He'll go onto soft tires. He's really banking on a safety car then. Those tires will not go to the end, especially those 10 laps. That puts Superwoman up to 2nd place, 3.9 back from 1st place as Just a Human. As puts Broken Reptile within striking distance of Patrick VC as well. And yes, Just Human will be able to keep his tires to the end very comfortably, actually. Though he'll have to be very conservative, and that's Iprox with the time penalty. That'll be major to staying out of Alpe. Four tenths back now from Patrick VC in the Renault. Off the final corner, this is most likely Broken Reptile's position. Has already put it in the overtake, trying to close the gap. Through into turn 1. Here comes Broken Reptile. P3 he will go, but Patrick VC fights back. And Patrick VC will get past for the podium position. Iprox Diamonds once again will stay behind Alpe in the racing point. And now we'll see the amount of time Broken Reptile can gain on the people in front of him. Because once Broken Reptile catches up to Superwoman and gets by him, Just Human's in major trouble right now. That happens. There's a battle for P10 right now. Tanky trying to do the switchback. That is Don Fabiano on new soft tires. He's going to be flying. Gets by the McLaren. Iprox starting to get very impatient with the racing point up ahead of him. Just wants to get by him as quickly as possible. With DRS enabled, it's just not going to be enough on this back straight right here. Especially with no overtake enabled. Broken Reptile hasn't really closed the gap too much. Though, I'm not sure though. 5 tenths back. Now Broken Reptile with the new fastest lap by about a second and a half. 6 tenths back. Not going to be enough for the Williams to get by the racing point. It's very infuriating for him, I can already tell. Must be getting very impatient. That's Don Fabiano. New soft tires, probably going for fastest lap. It's a 3-second time penalty. Purple sector 3 though, that would have been fastest lap for him. And Broken Reptile just hasn't been closing their gap since pitting onto the new mediums. Just as they haven't really gotten heated up yet. Once they get heated up though, he'll probably most likely be flying. And you can visibly see like where the times being gained between these two, where Alpay like flourishes and where Iprox Diamonds doesn't. You can see the time where they lose Hooded Monster will pit. I assume he's probably going to be going into the soft or medium compound tires, and Iprox just gets a horrible exit off the left-hander into the chicane. Nothing will happen there. 95% ERS. He's conserved quite a bit. Last penultimate corner. Is this finally Iprox's chance as Alpay is clipping the grass, being put under immense pressure? This might finally be the move for P7. DRS enabled with overtake on. Alpay does the same but has a little battery on him. Into turn 1. Does not risk it. Forces Alpay into a mistake. They are now side by side going into turn 2. And there's more contact. That's going to be a lot of contact. A ton of contact. That's Iprox Diamonds in the wall. And with front wing damage. Very infuriating for the Williams driver. The one chance he was having, now gone, away from him. Got very impatient, trying to get by Alpay, and just couldn't handle it anymore. Now Iprox off the pit once again for a new wing. Unfortunately for him. And now the gap's on track. The closest gap is currently on track right now. As Hooded Monster with his third penalty. But anyway, the closest gap on track right now is between Hooded Monster and FH. And that is 1.5 seconds, and FH is a disconnected car. So this race is pretty much fallen into the lap of just a human. He has to make a monumental mistake to lose this race. Smoke Reptile just didn't get his strategy right. But remember, a human could still get a penalty. He has 7 laps, or 6 laps to get a penalty for this. Forget, maybe a corner cutting penalty or something. But I don't know. Still quite a few laps to go in this. At track like Zandvoort too, where corner cutting penalties can be common. Reptile just hasn't closed the gap though. He's on brand new medium tires, and the gap has remained at 13 seconds. Between 13.2 and 13.9 seconds for the past few laps. I think Whammon and Human's pace is just too much for him at this point. Crooked Can sitting in a GSR best position still, P5, and as he goes off, right as I go onto his camera, that's going to let Darkstorm gain a bunch of time on him. It's going to go down from 2.7 seconds to 1.9. A lot of time lost by Crooked Can trying to nurse his car home. Just take some points for AlphaTauri, who haven't had exactly the best season until last weekend. Put in Monsters as the fastest lap, the 1:11.864. Beautiful lap time by him. Darkstorm continues to close the gap after Crooked Can's mistake. Crooked Can's probably a bit frustrated in himself right now, letting him lose a bunch of time. But Crooked had DRS and the lap car Squid Jr. up ahead of him. 5 laps remaining. This is just a human's race. It's falling into his lap right now. He got to make a monumental mistake to lose this one. And Whammon's actually closed on the gap by 2/10 though. 3/10 as we speak, actually. I mean, Whammon can see just a human right in front of him. Is it possible that might be giving Whammon motivation to help maybe try and go catch him and take the victory for himself? That is very much possible as well. But now, coming up to Bane's corner, Will Darkstorm, he had DRS from the left car of Squid Jr. That's allowed him to gain a bunch of time. And that might give him DRS and Crooked Can on the main straight. It's Don Fabio and Iprox Diamonds having a battle back there. There must have been some contact, because I saw Don Fabio going off the track, and he has wing damage now too. Don Fabio will fight back on the Williams though. It goes very deep and hits off the Williams, and Iprox Diamonds will spin once again. He'll reset back onto the track. Don was probably very frustrated with the Williams driver. Yellow Sector 1, that is a Hooded Monster out of the session. And that is, oh my goodness, that is not what Just a Human wanted to see. And Don Tanky immediately pits for new tires, so is Iprox for probably a new wing. Oh my goodness. We are definitely going to see every driver in this field most likely pit. Pit lane's about to get chaotic, everybody. That's a very late safety car. It's only 4 laps to go, coming to 3. Human was in control of that race, most likely about to take a victory. A hooded monster crashed out. Superwoman taking the gamble, stays out. What will Broken Reptile do? As he comes up the final corner, trying to stay above the delta. He'll come into the pit. He will not. He'll take the gamble and stay out, but Human will come out right ahead of him. I think Wayman was banking on Human coming out behind Broken Reptile, but that did not happen. Patrick VC will pit onto new tires, most likely softs. Crooked Can will stay out, go up to P4. Alpay will peel in for soft tires. I assume down Fabian will probably do the same thing. This race has changed majorly, may I just say, if you couldn't tell already. Now with how late the safety car came out, can we maybe see it come in this lap and not wait for the field to catch up? Because that happened last season at Baku, where the only person that was caught up to the safety car was the leader, Kyle SO2, and it was coming in that lap. We could see that happen. And it does happen. Crooked will not be able to catch up. And most certainly not Patrick VC too. This is going to be just a Human's race. Crooked might be able to catch up if Superwoman sacks the field enough. Crooked keeping his distance as Dark Soren catches back up to the pack too. Can we see Crooked get on podium? Superwoman second with the field greatly. Just Human getting very impatient. As Broken Reptile with a 5-second stop go. And Wayman goes now. Dark Soren thought about the move there. Did not make it work. 2 laps to go in the Dutch Grand Prix for Tier 3. In the Turn 2. Better traction for Just the Human. He's going to go down the inside in Turn 3. And he's around. Wayman's in the wall. That's a Broken Reptile. Up in the... Or Super Wayman's actually still leading right now. That is... not at all. This might be Broken Reptile's victory, though he does have that 5-second penalty. Crooked Can might be on course for his first GSR podium. Good stuff by him. Let's check penalties. I know Crooked Can has 1 quarter-time penalty, and Dark Soren has 1 penalty as well. So yeah, this is Crooked Can's podium. Broken Reptile will put Wyman under immense pressure, though. Oh, that's Crooked Can going very wide. Almost runs in the back of the Mercedes. And Dark Soren's probably watching this battle go on in the back. Hopefully, hoping they collide, most likely. And Broken Reptile has no ERS. And Broken Reptile has a 5-second penalty for a collision. That's all he has, and he'll probably be getting that appealed. As we take the last lap for the Williams driver. And here comes Crooked Can to the inside as Patrick VC sets the fastest lap. And almost spun out. There's a lot of contact between the Mercedes and AlphaTauri. And they will remain second and third right now. But Dark Soren peeking this battle right now has 2 corner-time penalties. So Patrick VC, how much does he have? Patrick VC has just 3 warnings. He has not a single penalty. Patrick VC could be on the podium right now. Just a matter of how he deals with Dark Soren ahead of him. As Don Fabiano takes the fastest lap back. Patrick VC trying to get by the person who stayed out on the hard compound tires of Dark Soren in his debut. No DRS, so will not be enabled for the rest of this race. As it stands, Crooked Can, or excuse me, Superwoman will be taking a very comfortable victory as Patrick VC has gotten by Dark Soren in the Red Bull. Patrick VC most likely going to be moved up to P3 at least right now. Coming out the final corner for the Williams, took the gamble to stay out after having a controversial collision with Just a Human in Turn 2. Will take the victory. Superwoman will get first. Patrick VC provisionally second, and Crooked Can P3. Wow. I'll get all these drivers in here right now. That was an amazing race. I'll get Patrick VC, Superwoman, and Crooked Can in this party. Hopefully they'll all join. Alright, make sure you two include your audio.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll start with you, human. Um, you had quite the race up front as well. You were up front consistently throughout the entire race. When the safety car came out, how happy were you for that to happen? Hello? So, do you hear my question, Superwoman?
Oh, you said human. I was confused. Hey,
Oh.
you're saying human. I was just so confused. Um,
Oh, sorry.
uh, I was. Yeah, it actually helped me a lot. I was surprised that a human pit. My front left tire was taking a beating. I was really scared of that puncturing. And right after the safety car restart, when human went for that move through turn two, I was just that was scary. It, if you asked me, that was his fault when he went up the inside. But yeah, I'm happy that I got the win. It's pretty cool. I'm fucking sweating.
Yeah, that was an amazing race by you. Going into this race, you had. Is this finally your? Did you feel like you get your redemption today? Because you had some amazing runs in Tier 4, getting poles and usually running up front. Just never got it. How does this one feel to you?
It feels amazing, honestly, because I just bottled every other race I've been in so far, and to win this, it's awesome.
Alright, I would ask my co-commentator if he had any more questions for you, but, well, I don't have one today, so that's that's it for you. If you want to leave, you can do so. And anyways, Patch, if you audio is not already included, do so. Alright, so second place for you, your first ever Tier 3 podium. How does it feel being a Tier 4 driver, just blindly walking into Tier 3 right before the lobby starts and just taking P2 from these regulars?
It feels great. Had a really good car. I was thankful for that safety car because I knew I was gonna get a podium. I was thankful. So we got there and then just I don't know, race was fine. Didn't get the penalties, which helped me get that P2, and that's really it. Almost got fastest lap
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, you did. And you were flying after the safety car came out. Was it the safety car just the thing you needed towards the end of that race? Because you were flying on your new soft tires.
I wanted it, but I didn't think it was gonna come out because it was just quiet that whole race, except from like lap one. So I didn't expect it, but when it did come out, I knew I was gonna pit because I knew everybody else was gonna stay out for like track position, and then those fresh softs, just it was killed everybody.
Alright, and a bit of a time crunch for Tier 1 right now, so that's going to be it for you, Patrick VC. Crooked, do you have a mic? And if you do, please include your audio. Yes. Alright, has your audio been included?
Sorry, yeah. There we go.
Alright, so from lap 1, you got wing damage from an incident in turn 1. I'm not sure what happened, but from there, did you think your race was over after having to pit onto the hards? Because that must have been very demotivating for you.
The front wing damage was very demotivating. Pitting onto the hards, I know around this track, tires absolutely take a beating. So I figured the hards I might be able to go into late race and then go on to a set of mediums. I knew everybody else's mediums would be past the curve almost, and I figured if I could carry my hards further into the race and everybody on their softs, and then everybody be halfway through on their mediums when I go onto them, I knew I could push up. But the safety car after the first lap definitely helped me a lot. Without that, I definitely would not have been on the podium. And then the safety car towards the end as well. I believe that helped me get my podium as well. I had a 3-second time penalty going into it. The guy in front of me had a 5-second one. Fortunately, the safety car closed up the gap and able to seal the deal.
Yep, and this is your first starts in Silverstone or Hungary, I believe. So, like, after the first few laps and then everyone started pitting, you were comfortably in the top 4, top 5. How motivating was that for you after just having to pick for a new wing? And especially when the safety car came out, how does it feel to be on podium now?
It feels really good. I've been on a controller this whole time, so I've really been struggling with consistency, but I believe I was in the race lead at some point. But it felt really good when everybody else was on their mediums and I was able to keep up pace on my hards. It felt good. I lost a couple of regain those back with tire wear, and the safety car at the end really helped. My mediums are a bit fresher than everybody else on track, so I just had the pace in the car to bring it home in third.
Alright, and that is all I have for you. So now Tier 1 will be on in about 30 minutes. They'll be having their 5th round of the season also at Zandvoort too, so make sure to tune in for that. Anyways, this is Pierre Bianchi from Tier 3 at Zandvoort.